Hey everyone, it's the Sagan from Side to Say, and welcome to a sort of impromptu episode of Side to Say Snack Time. There was supposed to be a joint video this week, but unfortunately the Tesla has fallen back into the weather. We weren't able to get together last night, so I'm kind of improvising one. Although this isn't completely improvised, I've had this planned. I just figured now's a good time to do it. So let me start out by showing a clip of a little video right about here.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so frickin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
Now, ever since this episode aired, and then by the way, that's all I'm going to show because, content ID and whatnot, although I don't really care, we don't monetize these videos, I play the whole song, you should hear it, it's catchy as hell. But it's from one of my favorite, let's call it, modern episodes of Family Guy from within the last several years. It's called Into Harmony's Way. Absolutely watch it if you've not seen it. There are some great songs in it. Peter and Quagmire decide to start a folk band, and it's one of those things like I'm a huge metalhead. I don't really like folk music, but you would not think folk music would be that catchy, and like the stuff they have in the episode is just hilarious. Anyway, ever since this episode aired, I had never heard of the concept of putting butter on a Pop-Tart until I heard that song. And in fact, the person I was watching with at the time, we were both like looking at each other like, is this a thing? Do people do this? Like, we should try this. Well, I never got around to trying it. And the other day I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to try it. So to preface this, up until a few months ago when I went camping with the Darwin, I'd actually never eaten a Pop-Tart in my life. I'm a snob. I like toaster strudels. They're 1,000 times better. For those of you that don't know what toaster strudels are, they are basically frozen pastries that you toast, have flaky crust with jelly filling, and they come with frosting. And to me, they're 1,000 times better than Pop-Tarts, even though I've had a Pop-Tart since, and I agree they're tasty, and it's convenient that you can just eat them without cooking them. But crust-wise, toaster strudels, so much better. Anyway, so I decided to try this out. So I went ahead and got me some brown sugar and cinnamon unfrosted. And I went with unfrosted because I'm like, if I'm going to put butter on this, I need pastry, not frosting. Because frosting and just adding more butter to frosting is silly. By the way, we're doing this on my bed because the table where I normally film these type of things is currently occupied by a setup for Arkham Horror 3rd Edition. See our previous episode of Side to Say What's in the Box. Now, fortunately, as these things are, despite the fact that it says 8 pastries, these things are double wrapped, so you kind of have to eat 2 unless you want one to go stale. So I'm going to do this in 3 ways. Pop-Tarts can be consumed in 3 ways. They can be eaten as is, untoasted, whatever. They can be microwaved, and they can be toasted. So I'm going to go get a plate, and what I'm going to do... Well, actually, let me get a plate, and I will put these on it, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do. Be right back, Internet. Okay, so here we have 2 bare cinnamon brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. And I should preface this by saying I've actually never had this variety. The only variety I'd had previously are the s'mores kind. That's what the Darwin had when we went camping. And because I like that, I got some cookies and cream ones a couple months ago, and those were not bad either. Although they were definitely like off-brand. They weren't Oreo, if you know what I mean. So anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to cut one of these in half. And we'll go with this one. And I'm going to taste that as is. Come on. Okay, good enough. So, I will say, yeah, they smell good. That's for sure. Almost like a... Well, pretty much like the filling in a cinnamon roll, because that's pretty much what it is. So I'm going to try this as is, untoasted. I'm going to microwave this half. I'm going to toast this entire one. and this is the one I'll actually put butter on, because I also wanted to test this like as is without the butter. So first, raw unadulterated taste test. Yeah, that's about how I thought it would be. I have eaten. Like, pretty much like cold pastry crust, and then, with a cinnamon filling. And yes, I'm eating over my bed because I'm an adult, and damn it, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up. I would say this is edible. It's not great. I think this is going to be a lot better either warm through the microwave or toasted. So, we'll see. So I'm going to go prep these and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to do this in a little differently. So I've gone ahead and microwaved this half. The microwave instructions are very odd for Pop-Tart. It says to heat on high for 3 seconds and cool briefly before handling. But I have a very powerful microwave, and 3 seconds did nothing. I had to hit this like for 15 seconds before it even got warm, which is what I would call it now. So I'm going to try this as is, and then I'll go back and toast the other one and try that properly. So let's see here. Definitely better warm. And I'm sure if I put butter on this now, it'd be even better. Like I said, I'm trying to get a sense of both here, Yeah. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to microwave it to the point that the filling inside would melt. But either way, it's a lot better warm. Still feel like I'm eating, kind of not raw pastry crust, but just not fully done pastry crust. I'm definitely looking forward to trying the toasted kind. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll go get that one. Okay. I hope I've been putting this on camera the whole time, by the way. Sometimes it's hard for me to see the frame of the camera when I'm not looking from behind it. Okay, so it's been toasted. It didn't brown up as much as I'd like, but I did turn down the toaster because that's what the instructions recommend to do. I think next time I will definitely let it toast longer. I've buttered this half, so I could get an idea of with and without. I brought extra... This is actually margarine because I don't have any butter on hand. It should be fine. So I'm going to take a bite without and then a bite with and see how it compares. Okay, this is so much better toasted, that's for sure. And maybe because I generally don't like Pop-Tarts, like, it's still not as good as, like, a toaster strudel. Granted, with a toaster strudel I usually have, strawberry, raspberry, or chocolate. But I'm sure they probably make a filling like this too, which would be fantastic. Alright, let's get to the real reason we're here. What's it taste like with butter? Apparently, I didn't apply enough, so with that said, I thought it was melting into the crust pretty well. Apparently, it only provided a small coating. Technical difficulties. Okay, I've consumed the Pop-Tart. As for my final verdict, is putting butter on the Pop-Tart, as the lyrics say, so frickin' good? The answer is Kinda, yeah. I mean, it was definitely better with the butter, but again, I don't think I got it hot enough or toasty enough to really appreciate what they're going for. Also, in the song, Peter does describe piping hot jelly, which means that he's eating a fruit-filled Pop-Tart. So I may be totally degrading the experience by eating what I thought would make this better, which was the brown sugar cinnamon variety. So at some point in the future, I may try it with that. I will also try toasting these longer and maybe even using real butter. Yeah, I mean, to me, time well spent. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta clean up crumbs off my bed, so until next time, you stay classy, Internet.
Weird science, elastic tubes and pots and pans, bits and pieces, and the magic from the handle make it weird science.